The story begins with a man named Norman. Norman owned a very large shoe manufacturing company. After working all day, all his exhaustion would vanish the moment he came home and saw his eldest daughter Bella's smile. Norman loved his family deeply, and his eldest daughter Bella was especially the apple of his eye. Whenever they got the chance, father and daughter would have a great time together. As Bella grew older, Norman started worrying that his innocent little girl might fall for the wrong guy. Bella lived at a dorm. When she comes home after finishing her studies, Norman is overjoyed to see her. Bella had grown into a mature, beautiful young woman, which made Norman a bit anxious. Norman starts planning all the places he'll take Bella and all the things he'll treat her to. Just then, Bella tells him something that's about to turn his world upside down. She says she's fallen in love with a guy named Ryan and that the two of them want to get married soon. Hearing this, Bella's mother is thrilled, but it feels like the sky has fallen on Norman. Bella's younger brother is also happy for her, but Norman immediately refuses. He tries to explain to her that right now she should be thinking about building something in her own life, not about marriage. Hearing about Bella's marriage plans makes Norman angry, and father and daughter end up in an argument. Upset, Bella goes and sits outside the house. Even though Norman doesn't like what Bella said, he can't stand seeing her upset either, so he quickly comes around and makes peace with her. Norman decides he wants to meet Ryan too. At Norman's request, Bella invites Ryan over to the house. Ryan drives up to Bella's house calmly in his car, but Norman, watching from the window, tells his wife Maria that the boy is driving too fast. When Ryan comes inside, Maria welcomes him warmly, while Norman glares at him. Soon Bella comes and joins Ryan. Seeing the two of them close together, Norman feels like throwing Ryan out of the house right then. Maria, who likes Ryan, signals to Norman to behave nicely, so he starts forcing a smile. When Norman asks, Ryan tells him about his work. He does something related to the internet, which goes completely over Norman's head. When Maria asks, Ryan tells her how much he loves their daughter, saying he'll keep Bella happy her whole life and will always love her. Hearing this, Maria gets emotional and gives them her blessing. A little later, Bella goes outside to see Ryan off. Norman tells her to put on warm clothes, but she ignores him. Yet the moment Ryan says the same thing, she immediately puts on a coat. Seeing this breaks Norman's heart. He realizes someone more important than him has entered Bella's life. After they leave, Norman starts pointing out flaws in Ryan to Maria, suspecting he might be some good-for-nothing guy who'll use his innocent daughter and abandon her later. A few days later, at Bella's request, Maria and Norman go to meet Ryan's parents. Norman is fully convinced that Ryan must live in some small house with his poor parents. But when they arrive at Ryan's house, Norman is stunned to see it's practically a mansion. Now Norman starts thinking they must have taken out loans just to build this house for show. As they're talking, Ryan's parents open the door and welcome them warmly into their home. Just like Ryan, his parents adore Bella too, and both families are overjoyed for their children. Norman thinks it's all an act and, using the bathroom as an excuse, gets up to snoop around the house to see if their wealth is real or just for show. After poking around, he comes back and the two families set a wedding date. That night, the whole family sits together discussing wedding plans, with Ryan present too. Norman doesn't want to spend much on the wedding, and Ryan and Bella agree with him. But later, Maria convinces him to throw a grand wedding instead. The very next day, the three of them take Bella to meet a wedding planner. Bella and Maria are delighted meeting the planner, Max, while Norman, as usual, makes a sour face. Max starts explaining the wedding arrangements and costs, which makes Norman feel even worse. He wants everything to be top-notch, but at minimal cost. Bella knows her father well enough not to say anything, but Maria doesn't stay quiet. She wants her daughter's wedding to be memorable, so she pulls Norman aside and lets Max handle it. Seeing Norman's state, Max reassures him, saying he'll arrange a wedding so impressive that people will shower him with praise and he won't regret a single dollar spent. The very next day, Max arrives at Norman's house with his team and begins the preparations. The wedding costs keep climbing, one after another. Norman can't say anything there, but ends up getting into an argument with a nearby store owner over something minor, which lands him in jail. A little later, Maria comes to bail him out and makes him promise to stay calm until the wedding is over. Norman agrees and, the very next day, brings a gift for Bella. But before he can show it to her, Ryan's parents arrive and gift their future daughter-in-law an expensive car. Seeing this, Norman hides his small gift, but Bella spots it anyway. It turns out Norman had brought her favorite coffee maker, which makes Bella overjoyed. Around the same time, Ryan also gives Bella a coffee maker as a gift. She was happy getting one from her father, but when Ryan gives her the same thing, she takes it the wrong way, thinking Ryan wants to keep her trapped at home so she'll cook for his family. Bella gets so angry that she first fights with Ryan and then decides to call off the wedding. The same father who had once opposed his daughter's marriage now goes to talk to his future son-in-law himself. Talking to Ryan, Norman learns things are nothing like what Bella thinks. Ryan had actually given her the gift to make her happy, since Bella loves making coffee. After meeting Ryan, Norman comes home and explains everything to Bella, with Ryan present too. Hearing her father out, Bella apologizes to Ryan, and their love is rekindled. Seeing the two of them together, Norman is genuinely happy for the first time. The next day is Bella's wedding, and it snows so heavily overnight that Max and his team have to scramble to move everything from outside the house to inside, all at no extra charge. Seeing this, Norman realizes Max isn't greedy. He's simply passionate about his work and wants people to genuinely appreciate what he does. Max pays attention to every last detail, from the guests' outfits to car parking, making sure everything is exactly in place. Soon Bella is ready, and seeing her, Norman gets emotional. The wedding takes place shortly after. Everyone wants to compliment Norman on the arrangements and the food, but Norman is busy looking for Bella. He wants to spend a few last moments with his daughter, but she's caught up in a photo shoot. Meanwhile, the police show up outside because the guests' cars are parked along the street. Max steps in, talks to the police, and handles the whole situation. After the police leave, Norman gets distracted checking on the cars, and by the time he looks up, it's time for Bella's farewell. Unable to find Norman anywhere, she leaves without saying goodbye to him. After everyone has left, Norman and Maria are alone at home when Bella calls. She tells her father she loves him very much and that he's the best father in the world. Norman tells her the same and wishes her well for the life ahead. And with that, the story comes to an end.